Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Progressing with India J. And of course, you already know I am India J. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning family member, welcome back, Progressor. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. And let's go ahead and get into the video. So as you guys have guessed by looking and reading the title, today we will be talking about toxic. Why toxic, India? I think that so many people are aware of certain aspects of toxic, but they only think about one thing or another. They don't think about all aspects of being toxic. And I want more people to be aware of, what toxic actually is, and also knowing if you are a person that is toxic, because sometimes we may be in denial or unaware that we're even toxic. So with that being said, I'm gonna tell you the definition from my phone, from Google. I think it was Webster's definition. But yeah, so the definition of a toxic person. A toxic person is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life. So that's like more people than we really even realize. Because again, a lot of people only think toxic is one thing or the other, but don't really know the general overview of what toxic really is. So hopefully that just helps you realize, what a toxic person is at its finest. So now we're gonna jump into, traits of a toxic person. And that is a person that is manipulative, a person that makes you feel bad about yourself, a person that is being judgmental, a person that is only wants to be negative, a person that is self-centered, a person that has difficulty managing their anger, and a person that is controlling. So that's about 90% of the population. We know people who are manipulative. We know people who make you feel bad about yourselves. We know people that are negative. We know people who are self-centered. And we know people who have issues managing their anger and controlling. So, I wanted to share my own experience on toxic friendships and toxic relationship, and what it's like being in a toxic relationship or a friendship. So with that being said, first I'm going to talk about being in a toxic relationship. So when I was in my toxic relationship, and don't misconstrue the fact that people that are toxic can't have good intentions, or people that are toxic can't be good people. They're not neither good or bad people. They're just humans. And a lot of times people literally just give what they have to give, but also they do what is taught or do what is modeled in front of them, and they think that it's okay, so they just follow along with it. Or a lot of times people allow it, and a lot of times nobody says anything about it, so they just think it's fine. And that's just, they turn that into a habit in their way of living. So with that being said, in my toxic relationships, more time than none, the guy always felt like, yes, I'm into guys, obviously. But for me and my relationships that have been toxic, a lot of times, for some odd reason, men get this thing where after they feel like, saying that, if I can't have you, then no one will, is like attractive, or something that, makes us like feel good about ourselves, and it absolutely does not. Men who are out there that tell people that, or women that are out there, or people that are out there that tell people that, you know, if I can't have you, no one else can, or, you know, I'm going to make your life hell and that type of thing. Those are toxic people. And they're not going to bring you anything other than negativity. They're not going to bring you anything other than bad vibes. They're not going to bring you anything other than manipulation. They're not going to bring you anything other than miserable. Because misery likes company. Why would miserable people want to be alone? Miserable people want other people to be miserable. If they're not happy with themselves, why would they want you to be happy? If you decide to move on and get in another relationship, why would they want you to be happy if they're not happy? Because they didn't do what they needed to do to keep you. Why would they want somebody else to be able to do that? Why would they, want somebody else that can, provide for you like they couldn't provide for you? Why would they want you to smile if they couldn't make you smile? Like, a lot of toxic people are just jealous people. A lot of toxic people are hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. And that's not either good or bad, but at the end of the day, when you're hurt, you need to be aware that, hurting other people is not the way to go. You need to be 100% honest with yourself and say, I'm hurt. I need to, get this resolved, and I need to take care of this before I take that to somebody else. Because at the end of the day, we project how we feel about ourselves onto other people more times than one. And at the end of the day, a lot of times people spend time paying for mistakes that they didn't make. They pay for things and different situations that they didn't even do. Like, they pay for things that it wasn't even their debt to pay for. So at the end of the day, for my toxic relationship, again, it was more of the manipulative side. It was the, whoa, it's me to, try to get you to stay. It was the, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you, or you're a bad person because you're leaving me, and this, that, and the third. And at the end of the day, it takes you a second to realize that that's not what you need, and that's not what you want, and that's not cute, that's not attractive, that doesn't make you feel loved, that doesn't make you feel good. And at the end of the day, it's not until you say enough is enough where it becomes enough and you decide to actually move on and let it go. Because at the end of the day, those type of people right there are the people that hurt people. And at the end of the day, you don't want to be an innocent bystander on something that happens because of, how they feel about themselves. Because, they didn't get this, that, and the third, so now they're taking it out on other people. And at the end of the day, it happens to more people than one. And, we all have our experiences with those type of people, or, being those type of people. And at the end of the day, it wasn't just them that was toxic. It was me that was toxic, because I kept taking that person back. I kept, falling for certain things, because at the end of the day, I felt bad. Like, toxic people, they will make you feel like it's your fault that they're hurt. They will make you feel like, justifying whatever their behavior is. They'll make you defend however they are and just say, oh, that's just that person. They just do that. Oh, they don't mean any harm. They just act like that. And at the end of the day, you have to realize you cannot keep making excuses for those type of people. You have to say, hey, no, that's not healthy. That's not something that I want to be a part of. That's not something I don't want to live my life like that. Somebody constantly taking away from my happiness. Somebody continuously taking away from my peace, my joy, my sanity, my well-being. Like, because being around a toxic person for too long, you will literally, again, become toxic to yourself, because now you're, defending that thing. You're saying that, oh, that's just them, and you're making it okay. That's also toxic. You keeping that around, knowing what it has the capability of doing. Like, if somebody is abusive, you continuously telling them, oh, it's okay, this, that, and the third, and they continuously keep hitting you. They continuously do the things that they said they're not going to do to you. And you just say, okay, I know, I understand, and I'm just going to deal with this. And the longer you deal with it, the more toxic you become, because now they have controlled you into believing that that's okay. They controlled you into believing that that's healthy. They've controlled you and manipulated you into defending that. And also, you've been around it for so long, you don't know anything other than that. So now when, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your friends, your relatives and people start telling you that that's not good, you start defending that like, no, he's really a good person. She's really a good person. But, they just do this sometimes. They just have their moments. They just, they just need a little help. They just need this, that, and the third. It is not your job to be their punching bag. When you become somebody's punching bag, that's not healthy. When you become somebody's way to release their anger, that's not healthy. And when I say release anger, I'm not talking about venting. I'm talking about spending time getting hurt because they're hurt. So because they're not happy, they don't want you happy. So every time, you have good news, every time, you find something that makes you happy or do something that makes you happy, they're upset. Now they want to fight. Now they want to argue. Now they want you to take it back. Now they don't want you to hang around that person. Now they don't want you to, go that place. Now they don't want you to be around nobody. Because people are starting to, do things that they can't do. People are starting to make you happy. Things are starting to make you happy. Now they jealous. Oh, what's making you so happy? Oh, you're smiling a lot. Like, excuse me, chill out. Sorry, I just had a good day for once. Because I spend all my day in here being upset and angry with you. Because you angry and upset. So I get what you get. So, and then I want to talk about my friendship that was toxic as well. I was in a friendship for 10 plus years, and that person, when they would go through things, I would have to go through things. Like, even though whatever they have going on has nothing to do with me, now it has something to do with me because that person is my friend or whoever. Because we're close, because we're 10 toes down, because, whatever happens to them has to happen to me. However they feel is how I feel. That's not healthy. Like, there's nothing wrong with having empathy or sympathy for someone. But at the end of the day, there's no reason why, because they're drowning in misery, because they're drowning in hurt, because they're hurt, now they're hurting you. Because they don't feel good today, you ain't gonna feel good today. Absolutely not. Because, their family don't mess with them. Now they don't want your family to mess with you. Because they ain't got no friends, they don't want you to have no friends. Because they don't go nowhere, they don't want you to go nowhere. Because, their children don't love them. They don't want your children to love you. And it's just like, for what? Like, people seriously spend their time in a non-ending cycle of tolerating someone who is taking away their peace, taking away their joy, taking away their happiness, taking away their sanity, making them stressed out, making them, their health get disrupted and become, on a downward spiral because, they're in the worst place in their life that they've ever been. They're at the worst state. They're not eating. They're not drinking water or anything of that sort. They're not able to, live life. They're not able to, do things. They're not and you have some functional, toxic people that they're, outside, they're happy-go-lucky and this, that, and the third. And then when you go home, they're like a angry Tasmanian devil. But outside, in front of your friends and this, that, and the third, they cool. You would have never even known that they crazy. You would never even know that they act up. You would never even know that they're abusive. But behind closed doors, they like a lunatic. And we think it's okay because they can flip-flop between the two, so you never know, which one you're getting. But at the end of the day, that's not love. Love is a feeling. Love isn't a human being. You can always get love. Love is a feeling. Just like sadness is a feeling. So, I mean, being in a relationship, being in a friendship, being with a family member that, manipulates you, that controls you, that forces things on you, that makes you do one thing or the other, and that doesn't make you feel good, that, talks down on you, that, doesn't agree with anything you say, that always wants to start an argument, those type of people, you have to handle them with caution, but also do not overstay your welcome. At the end of the day, enough is enough. At the end of the day, you see that more times than none, those people don't change. And if they do change, they go right back. And if they don't go back, it's something else. Like, it's a never-ending roller coaster of emotions that you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what they're going to do next. You don't know, what you can't say, what you don't say, because you don't want to make them mad today. Like, it sounds like love. It sounds cool. It sounds like an adventure. It sounds like this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who the person is. At the end of the day, having a toxic person around you only makes you toxic. It only makes you toxic. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you, a more valuable person because you stick around somebody that doesn't make you feel good. That's not. And more times than none, they make you think that you can't get no better than that. They make you think everybody else is crazy. They make you think everybody else trying to manipulate you. They make you think everybody else is trying to control you. They make you think that everybody else don't love you. They want to isolate you and keep you to themselves. Because, and the funny part is, the number one thing that most toxic people decide to do is try to make you feel like it doesn't get any better. They can't find better. No one else will do what they do. And a lot of times, it's not worth it. If it costs you more than it benefits you to stay with that person and be around that person, it's not healthy. It's not something that you want to keep going. It's not something that you want to keep chancing if he's gonna, he's gonna blow today or not. If he's gonna, grab me today or not. If she's gonna hurt me today or tomorrow. You don't want to live your life looking over your shoulder like, did I make that person mad? Did I do this? Did I do that? Oh, I got to defend them. I got to always, that's not your job. Your job is not to defend their actions and their reactions, what they do or they don't do because of what you've seen before. At the end of the day, toxic people hurt people because they're hurt. Most toxic people are hurt people. And they hurt other people. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make them feel any good to do anything else than hurt people because they've been hurt all their life. They've been hurt for so long. And those are the people who don't acknowledge the fact that they're hurt. They don't acknowledge the fact that there's anything wrong. They don't acknowledge that, this isn't right. So if you are a person, again, who thinks that, forcing your opinions, your thoughts, and how you feel and your views on other people is right, it's not. What works for you doesn't always work for other people. And how you feel might not always be how somebody else feels. And it's not your job to make anybody feel or make anybody do what you want them to. Because at the end of the day, we all have a thing called choice. And we all have a thing called freedom. And if you choose to imprison yourself, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, you have freedom. You have the ability to say yes, no. You have the ability to stay or go. You have the ability to seek counseling. You have the ability to get help. You have the ability to say, you know what, I'm not the right person for you. I have things I need to work on my own. I have things that, won't allow me to be the person for you. You have people who know for so long that they're inadequate of being the person that somebody needs them to be, but at the end of the day, they string them along thinking that, things will get better and they'll be a better person and they'll change and this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, they go right back. They're like a light switch. Some days they're good, some days they're bad, and it's like people really get caught up in that because they feel like, well, he's been good 2 days this week. He didn't hit me one day. She didn't hit me one day. They didn't yell at me this day. They didn't, they allowed me to go somewhere today. And it's like you can't let the one good day outweigh all of those other bad days. You can't let that one pro outweigh all of those cons. You just can't. Because at the end of the day, you lose sleep. Your health deteriorates. Your skin gets bad. You get stressed. Hair falls out. You feel bad. Sometimes people don't even get no sleep. You're restless. You're starting to, question your own values. You're starting to question your own beliefs. You're starting to question those that are around you that are actually for you, but you think that they're against you because they're not with this person that you're trying to be with or you're allowing yourself to be with. And even people who, he's inadequate of being a husband or a boyfriend to me, so I don't want them to be in my child's life. That's also manipulative. That's also toxic. When you're keeping a child from knowing their father or their mother because of how you feel about them, if they are not doing anything to hurt, harm, or do anything that will destroy what your child has, there's no reason why you should be keeping that child away from whoever their parent is. Because of how you feel, because of how your relationship, that is toxic too. Anybody that wants you to be hurt just like they was hurt, that's toxic. And again, most of us do it and don't even realize that's toxic. I've been there. I've done that. So I'm not just saying, y'all toxic and I ain't. I've been toxic. A couple times, more times than one. In different relationships and different friendships. Feeling like I have to do this. I have to be with them. I have to help them. I have to do this, that, and the third. Putting their priorities above mine. That is toxic. You questioning your own health and your own, peace and your own joy and your own happiness, but be there for them for everything. That's toxic. If you allow them to manipulate you into doing more for them than they do for you, hurting because they hurt, crying because they cry, broken because they're broke, that's toxic. In more ways than one. So, yeah. So, hopefully this video helps someone. And again, with those friendships, I understand that oftentimes we are taught and we're somebody role models the fact that if y'all are friends, best friends, road dogs, my dog, my sis, my bro, that, they fight, I fight, they run, I run, they do this, that, and the third. Absolutely not. That's toxic. For you to seriously think that you can put me in harm's way because you are at harm's way, absolutely not. That is not healthy. There is nothing healthy about that. And as your friend, your homie, your road dog, and this, that, and the third, if they aren't willing to say, no, this is my stuff. No, this is that's mine. And I don't want you to get a part of it because I don't want you to be hurt because I'm hurt. They don't say, I don't want you to be angry because I'm angry and this, that, and the third. And they say, no, I want you to be angry. You ain't angry. I'm angry. You don't hate that person because I hate. No, that's toxic. Anybody trying to control you, manipulate you, That could be mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, cousin, uncle, brother, sister, best friend, little friend, associate friend, co-worker, boss, pastor, husband, wife, relative, whoever. Anybody trying to control you to, do things their way or the highway, making you feel like if you don't do what they tell you to do or act the way that they tell you to act, that you're inadequate, you're less valuable, you're not worthy, you're not important, and you ain't nobody, and like, absolutely not. And those be the ones that tell you, don't nobody else gonna want you if I don't want you. Okay. And then as soon as you find somebody that actually wants you, they be trying to, disrupt stuff. And it's like now you live your life trying to run from that person, because at the end of the day, you'll never get anywhere by staying with that person. You never get anywhere. You never grow. You never mature. You never have anything. You never have friends. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you can have friends, but I'm saying like not a healthy friendship, because at the end of the day, you have to smuggle yourself into his world or her world because they want you to, do everything that they do and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, it's not worth it. I don't know who, I know that people, stay in it because of years and history and love and lust and this, that, and the third and who they are. But at the end of the day, none of that is worth it. I don't care if you my mama, my grandma, my grandpa, my uncle, my sister, cousin, brother, Tracy, my boyfriend, my husband. If you are trying to force whatever it is that you have going on in your life to be my life, if you are keeping me away from being myself, if you are keeping me away from my peace, my joy, my sanity, my happiness, having good health, if you are destroying who I am as a person, if you are coming against anything that, is for me, and I'm missing out on things that are for me because I'm with you, it's not worth it. It's absolutely not. And at the end of the day, I know that we all experience these things a little different. We all go through, different times and different things. But at the end of the day, history, time, love, and lust is not worth your peace being tarnished, your name being tarnished, who you are as a person to the core being tarnished, your sanity, your joy, your happiness, or any of that being tarnished. So if you are a person that is dealing with somebody that is toxic, or you are a person that is toxic, if you are a person that is toxic, you need to figure out what's going on in your life that is making you hurt other people. Figure out where did this start? Figure out why you're like that. Figure out, why you treat people the way you do and this, that, and the third, but also be able to sit and acknowledge that you do these things. Talk to a counselor, talk to, somebody you know and trust. Talk to, go get therapy, get help. But at the end of the day, don't be out here, being misery that loves company. So being with this person and that person and a third to make you feel better. But at the end of the day, you're not getting any better by doing the same things to somebody else. And if you are a person that, and until you get those things healed up, until you get those things resolved, you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to be able to say, hey, I'm not good for you. I like you, but I can't involve you in my mess. Hey, we cool, but I got some things going on that I need to take care of before I can properly treat you how you need to be treated. So I can properly love you the way you need to be loved. So I can properly be the person that you need. And it takes a lot to do that, but at the end of the day, you got to be that person. Because I'm manipulative, I'm controlling, I'm this, I'm that, I do this, I do that, I hurt him, she hurts me. That's not cool. There's nothing attractive, there's nothing funny, there's nothing cool, there's nothing, no brownie points for being a toxic person. Like, people make memes about it like it's funny. It's not funny. Because it starts here, but it escalates there. It goes from one extreme to the next. And again, hurt people. So if you're hurt, you shouldn't be out here getting in relationships and different, having different relations with this person, that person, and third, because at the end of the day, what you are, you pass on to somebody else as you're connected with that person. And at the end of the day, you have to be man enough or woman enough to say, I love them more. So I'm going to say, not right now, not today. We can't, this, that, and the third. It might hurt them and it might hurt you, but at the end of the day, it's not worth destroying somebody's life because your life has been destroyed. You can't live your life out here destroying other people's lives because yours was destroyed. You can't go out here controlling other people because somebody controlled you. You can't go out here hurting other people because you've been hurt. You can't go out here, devaluing people because you don't feel valuable. And at the end of the day, it's not okay. But at the end of the day, you just need to, get what you need to get so that you can get that under control, so that you can, have the person out here that's for you, but at the end of the day, not hurt them in the process. And whoever is out there for you, they'll be willing to understand that, you're telling them, up front that you're not ready, and at the end of the day, they can either take it or leave it, but at the end of the day, you're doing your part and saying, okay, I'm not ready. I can't do this right now. I don't want to bring you into what I have going on. I don't want to do this to you. And I don't want to see you hurt. And I'm miserable, and I don't want to be the person that makes you my company. But also, if you are a person that is dealing with a toxic relationship, a toxic friendship, a toxic family member, a toxic anything, or you are turning into the toxic person because you're defending that person, you're defending what they do, and you defend, how they are, make sure that you do an inventory over what you've been allowing this whole time. Do an inventory on your heart. Do an inventory on your peace. Do an inventory on your well-being. Do an inventory on your happiness and your joy. Are you really that happy with somebody making you hurt, making you miserable, making you feel bad, making you feel like you're not worthy? Are you really doing okay with that? Is it really okay what they're doing to you? Or are you just covering for them because you don't want anything happening to them? I get it. I've been there. You don't want nothing to happen to them. You don't want them to, get in trouble. You don't want this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, you have to put yourself first. What do you want? What do you need? What do you love? How's your peace? How's your joy? How's your sanity because of this? Have you lost weight because of this? Have you lost your hair because of this? How's your skin started to, act up? How's your weight? How's your, your mind? How is your, your heart because of this? How is your well-being because of this? And if it's costing you all of those things or more of those things than it is benefiting you, then it's a lose-lose and you just need to let it go. No one said you couldn't revisit that when they get that resolved, but at the end of the day, right now and right then and there, it's not worth it. So hopefully this video helps somebody. Again, I have experience, so I know. But at the end of the day, hopefully this is an eye-opener for someone who, people don't really tell you, people don't really say much because they don't want you to feel bad or this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be that friend regardless of whether you want to hear it or not. I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's up to you to do whatever you want to do with it. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's not okay. So hopefully you guys have got something from this video. And if you know somebody who's going through a situation that may need this video, share it with them. If you know a family member, a friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or whoever that needs to hear this video, make sure you share it to them. Also, if you've seen something in here that you liked, make sure you hit the like button. If you've seen something in here you didn't like, hit the dislike button. If you have something to say about what was shared, drop it in the comments. If you've just realized that you're a toxic person or have been a toxic person, drop it in the comments. If you've realized that you're in a toxic relationship or a toxic family member with a toxic friend or whatever, Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Because again, I was toxic before. I was in a toxic friendship. I was in a toxic relationship for years. So I'm not just saying it because I've never been through it, and I'm just saying for, outsider looking in. I'm telling you for somebody who's been inside. So, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you are watching these videos all the way through and watching the previous video. Also, make sure you are connecting with me in the on my Instagram, my Facebook, my Snapchat, and all those things, so you can keep up with me. Also, for those of you who are, of the millennial generation, the youth, young adults, if you are loving what I am saying, if you want to hear more videos, if you want to be a part of more that I am doing, I have a group. It is called Progressing in Who I Am, and we discuss these type of things. And if you're a person looking for encouragement, inspiration, people to support you through all that you are going through, people that to be human and transparent and open and tell you that they're imperfect, I got you. I will drop the link for that group in the description. And all I ask is that you just introduce yourself as you join the group. Be open and ready to, put in the work, the time, the energy, and also do the work on your end. But also, let's have fun. Let's do some different things, but also let's grow and mature together. One step at a time. Progression is better than perfection. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes and we all have some flaws, but at the end of the day, one flaw isn't better than the next. We all have them. So, I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of the group. Make sure you get your friends, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your grandma, and everybody into, what you have going on with this group. Make sure everybody's a progressor and at the end of the day. So get them all to subscribe, like, comment, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Love you guys. Bye. Until the next video.